My name is Schmidt, and welcome to this video where I'm going to teach you 3 ways that you can command more respect using your body language. So you can go out in the world and you don't have to feel disrespected. You don't have to feel like people are looking over you. I want people to look right at you, and I want them to know exactly who you are and respect that. Okay, let's dive on in. First of all, why is this important? It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, if you are working in corporate, if you are in sales, especially if you're in sales, or if you're a mom, you're a stay-at-home mom, and you've got kids, and you're going out to the store, you're going, you're running errands, you're going groceries. It doesn't matter. This is really important for everybody. Teenagers, young, old, seniors, it doesn't matter. This is a topic that I learned from my time as being a martial artist. I've been in the martial arts since I've been 5 years old. I'm a second-degree black belt, but also I've had to really apply this in every area of my life. Starting at 20 years old when I became a police officer, and then also throughout my entire career in the martial arts, especially competing. I was competing a lot. I was fighting different girls, and I would have to learn how to have a commanding presence so that I could beat them before I even got in the ring with them. And this has carried me through my entrepreneurial journey. I'm a keynote speaker, and I get on stages and I host workshops and I host my own events. And there's a vibe we're all looking for when we're looking at a leader to lead us. There's a vibe that we are looking for. Okay. Or at least I know I am. And I know a lot of people are. I'm looking for somebody who I believe is going to be able to lead me to where I want to go. And I won't lie to you, so a lot of that starts in their body language. Because studies and statistics will tell us that over 55% of how we're being judged by everybody is based on our body language alone. And so if that's the case, number one, we're all judging everybody, and you're being judged all the time, just as you're judging me right now. It's a survival mechanism. It's instinctive. But there's a lot of predators out there. And not just like predators equals criminals, predators looking to prey on the weak. And I'm a big fan of, even if I don't feel wicked tough, if I'm not feeling super confident, I sure am not going to let you know that. And so what I have really focused on is building what I call a command presence. We call that in law enforcement a command presence. For this situation, we're going to call it a respectful presence. I want you to be respected. Okay, so with your body, first of all, you need to, here's the first tip. It's how you stand. I want you to take inventory in how you stand. There's a lot of us that stand, and we don't even realize it. We stand with our shoulders hunched forward. Okay, so like kind of like this. And our necks are forward, and we will cross our arms a lot, and we won't make eye contact, and we will look down at the ground, especially since COVID. Okay, so because you didn't have to push yourself out there, you didn't have to go get social for like 3 or 4 years. Okay, you got to just stay home, look at videos, and honestly, when we're always on our phones and we're always texting, we're always looking down. Even if I'm on my computer all the time, this is what I'm doing. And so we have gotten into the habit, honestly, of shrinking, of just being small. And I'm going to tell you, people are judging you off of that. Everybody. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you are being judged off of this. And so, and I want you to think about this. Here's always, we're going to go back and we're going to use my law enforcement example. And I want you to think about it like this, okay? If you see, let's say you get pulled over. Scenario 1, you get pulled over. And we're going to, because men make up the majority of law enforcement, it's a guy. And he doesn't have a slick haircut. His hair is a little bit longer. He has facial hair. His shirt is untucked. It's not full. It's not like nice and tucked and cut into his body. It's actually a little bit wrinkly. It's a little untucked. It feels a little disheveled. His pants are not, you could tell he did not iron them. You could tell his shoes were not shined. They were They were black, but they were kind of grungy. You could see that there was a little bit of dust on his duty belt. And when he came up to the window and asked for your license, registration, proof of insurance, he's out of breath and he's kind of leaning on your window. Now you have that visualization. Is that somebody who you're just automatically going to respect? Is that a commanding presence? Is that presence of that officer commanding your respect? No, you're kind of like, you're a mess. What the hell are you doing? Right? Now, scenario number 2. You're getting pulled over. And this time, a gentleman jumps out of the, gets out of the vehicle at the same pace, but the boots that they are wearing are clean. Okay? They're not grungy. They are clean. They are shined. His pants are pressed. You can see right down the front of the legs that there's a press line. You can see that his shirt, he's definitely wearing shirt stays. And shirt stays, if you don't know, they will pull down your shirt so there's no wrinkles. It's nice and tucked in. It's cut. It fits their body perfectly. There's no dust on his duty belt. In fact, it's shined up. His hair is nice and cut. He does not have facial hair. And if he does have facial hair, it's nice and trimmed. Okay. And everything about his body looks not disheveled. It looks, right? It looks very organized. When his shoulders are back, when he walks up to the window, he makes eye contact with you. He is not bent into your window, leaning and out of breath. He makes eye contact with you and says, "Hi, this is the reason I pulled you over for today. License, registration, proof of insurance, please." That example is going to, command a little more respect. It doesn't matter I don't care about your political beliefs on law enforcement. Because if you don't like law enforcement, then I'm definitely not for you. So you are going to, that second person is going to command automatic before, it doesn't even matter what they say. It doesn't matter what comes out of his mouth. It does, but not as much as what he just presented. Okay. His body language just presented a scenario and you've already judged him based off of his body language. And I want you to, you're going to be judged off your body language. You already are. And I want you to win this. I want you to have a commanding presence. So the first thing is I want you to put your shoulders back. I want you to really practice looking around. Looking around, we call and developing a situational awareness. Okay. Repeat after me. Situational awareness. I want you to develop that. I want you to start looking around, seeing what's going on. I want you to be able to make eye contact with people. All right. Eye contact with people is really important. It lets them know you see them and that you're not afraid. Because when you go to the store and you look around, how many people break eye contact with you and look right directly to the floor? And what do you think immediately? Sometimes you're like, oh, rude. But a lot of times you're just like, But like, there's some people who you pass in, different stores and different public places, and you're like, I probably wouldn't mess with that person, right? That person seems kind of cool, whatever. Like, this person's paying attention. You want to be the person who's paying attention, all right? Don't mind my hair. We're having a day. So your body language, again, standing up straight, big. Second thing, how you take up space. So a lot of us that we try to be small. In fact, for women, I would argue that the world, society wants you to be small. I have taught thousands of women at this point. And when I have gentlemen in my class, I ask them, were you ever told or taught to not take up space? And they were like, no, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then the women are like, oh, I've only been taught that my entire life. To be quiet, to be nicer, to go with the flow, stop being so difficult, and just be a good girl. And so that equates to us, like, just standing here and trying not to take up space, trying really not to be seen. How many times as children have we been told children are meant to be seen and not heard? And then when you get told that as a child, you take that into adulthood. And the problem with that is now you're this adult and you have big dreams and desires. You want to get out there and you want to impact people and you want to serve in big ways. But you have this program, this running program in your head that you're not meant to be seen. Or check that. You're meant to be seen and not heard. And so when you are seen, what you do is you don't take up a lot of space. And so now when you go out in public, you're the person who body language is surely not like mine. You're not standing up straight, making eye contact, looking at people. That's not what you're doing. What you're doing is you are hunched forward a little bit. If you sit, you definitely cross your legs. The way that I'm standing right now, or both of my ankles are pretty much touching. Okay, you take your arms, you'll cross them, or you'll put them, you'll clasp them. You will just slouch. You really are just trying not to be seen. You're trying really hard not to take up space because you've been indoctrinated into that. But I want you to take a look at my body language. I take up space. All right. When I'm teaching, when I'm presenting, when I'm leading a room, it is my room. And I let you know that because I'm moving around. I make eye contact with everybody. My shoulders are up. My body language itself lets you know I'm very active and engaged. But also, I talk with my hands, right? This is my place. I'm letting everybody know. It is safe. I'm taking up space and I'm owning it. And it's time for you to do that too. And if you are finding yourself feeling like, ooh, okay, Autumn, well, I don't want to be like you and talk with my hands all the time. I'm not saying you have to talk with your hands, although I'm going to tell you this isn't natural for me, but I did develop it. And this came from being a police officer. And when I was a rookie 20-year-old police officer, what would happen is predators, actual real predators, would be judging me. They would be judging me constantly, and they could see me coming from a mile away. And they could always pick out the seasoned veteran officers versus the rookie veteran officers. Do you know why that is? A lot of it had to do with body language, just how they moved. A veteran officer would move and stand and act a certain way, and the rookie was doing exactly what I told you not to do. We'd feel nervous. So it's like, shit, I don't want to take up space. Shit, don't look at me. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about yet, right? Like, listen to them. They're the senior. They know what's going on. I don't know what the hell's going on. And so you could just tell that was what's going on in my head. And so that's what was going and appearing in my body. I was not commanding respect. I was not having a command presence. And I'll never forget that. I was the city that I was working in had like apartment buildings that were 3 or 4 stories high. And I remember having to go to calls by myself as a very young officer, and they would just eat me alive. And I very quickly was studying what the difference, because they did not do this to the veteran officers. Male or female, didn't matter. They did not mess with the veteran officers. And so I was like, what are they doing? And what are the veterans doing that is so different than what I'm doing? I would study how they talk, and I would study their body language. And then very quickly, even as a rookie, I developed a body language that caused me to gain respect from the people on the streets when I was actually really young and didn't even know what the heck I was doing. I was kind of faking it till I made it, but it made my job a lot easier. And it's going to make your job a lot easier. Even if you're not in a job, it doesn't matter. It's going to make life easier. Even if you check out, you don't listen to anything else I say, and you just fix your body language and you learn to take up space before we even get to the third one, it's going to change how people look at you and how people perceive you. All right. And number 3, I want you to think of your tone of voice. So if I were to talk to you the entire time, and I talked to you like this, and I was like, all right, you guys, my name is Autumn Schmidt, and today I'm going to teach you about body language. Would you believe me? And if you are going into rooms and you're talking really quiet, you're looking down, in your heart, you feel like you don't belong there. That's exuding everywhere. Studies and statistics will tell us over 55% of how we're being judged is our body language. Over 25% of how we're being judged is how we sound. It's not what we say. It's how we sound. Okay? So I could literally be saying a whole lot of nothing, but if the tone of my voice is coming from my diaphragm, all right, I'm not talking super, super fast, because if I talk super fast, then it's like, does she even know what she's talking about? She's just trying to hurry up and get this shit done, right? But it's coming and it sounds calm, it sounds collective, it sounds cool, then people are going to listen to you. You get those two, think about that. It's over, 75% of the equation is just looking, getting your body language looking like you know what you're doing, looking, right, like you command respect. And then your voice, you deepen your voice a little bit through your talking through your diaphragm. I teach a lot of women, like, it's the equivalent of, if you haven't seen your girlfriend in a really long time, a woman hasn't seen one of her girlfriends in a really long time, she can't wait to see her, and then she sees her. What do? They see each other. Oh my God, I'm so excited to see you, right? And she's like talking from here. She's no longer talking from down here. When we get really nervous and excited and we talk from our chest, I'm encouraging you to really start focusing and seeing how you can talk from your diaphragm, speak from your diaphragm. You combine that with everything that we talked about, and you are going to start having a presence that, before you even say anything meaningful, is going to command respect. And this is something that I highly suggest that everybody puts, especially women, you put a lot of emphasis on, because not only can this get you the promotion, help you sell more, help you be a better entrepreneur, it can keep you safe. If you're a mom, a single woman, even if you're just a young girl and you're going out in public all the time, you don't want to be preyed on by predators. This command presence is going to help you look like an easy target or a hard target. Hard target means you're hard to mess with. That's what a commanding presence is going to do. If you break eye contact, if you're struggling to take up space, if you don't have a commanding voice, if you're not talking from your diaphragm, if you're just continuously talking from your chest, you're going to look like an easy target. You're going to look like easy prey, somebody who's easy to mess with. So not only are we talking about success, I'm also talking about safety. That's really important. So share this with somebody who you know must listen to it, somebody who you need to pass this information on. If you haven't checked out the show notes, if you are enjoying these trainings and you want to continue to train and hang out more, every single month we run a live challenge. This month we're doing the Be the Asset Challenge, and you want to be a part of that. Go check the show notes below. Don't miss out. It's a live training with me. You can ask questions, and you will get the transformation you're looking for, because at the end of the day, you are the asset.